To fill this cup of joyful moments with more joyful moments and showers of blessing, it's essential to fold our hands in prayer as the choir of our school invokes the prayer song. Shall we all stand up for the prayer song? Request all of you to please be seated. Good morning to the dignitaries on the dais, teachers and students. We have gathered here with a special purpose, and we have dignified personalities on the dais to commemorate the book launch of one of our students, S.H. Hanzie of grade 6. I take immense pleasure to stand in front of you on this memorable moment and welcome you all. Let me take the prestige of welcoming the guest of honors. First and foremost, an able administrator and strict disciplinarian he is. Mr. Naveen Kumar has exhibited his desire to promote values in students by organizing various competitions on behalf of the police department. And we are glad that our students too have participated and won prizes. In spite of his busy schedule, he has made his presence with us. On behalf of the chairman, faculty and students, I extend a warm welcome to the Deputy Superintendent of Police, Honorable Mr. Naveen Kumar. Very warm welcome, sir. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Gopal Surendran, Chairman of Adarsh Schools, who has always encouraged the talents of students and promoted them in every possible way, whether it be art or craft or sports or science. I welcome him on behalf of all those present here. Welcome, sir. Presently, I welcome Dr. J. John Shaker, Associate Professor and former head, the American College, Madurai. He is recognized in the learning community for his dedication and service. I welcome him on behalf of all. Welcome, sir. Now, I welcome Dr. James R. Daniel, ELT consultant, Macmillan, India, and formerly principal, Scott Christian College, Nagercoil. He is a renowned scholar and a man of words. His English is honey and will delight many. I welcome him on behalf of all present here. Welcome, sir. I also welcome Mr. Oripannan, CEO, Emerald Publishers, Chennai, whose contribution to literature is highly commendable. I welcome him on behalf of you all. Welcome, sir. I would like to welcome our beloved principal, Mr. V.R. Villamon, who is highly supportive and a motivation for all the students and staff. I welcome him on behalf of you all. Welcome, sir. Finally, I am bound to welcome the person of the day, the poet in the making, Miss S.H. Hanzie, for whose book launch this function has been organized. Welcome, Hanzie. I'd like to welcome Hanzie's mother, Dr. G.J. Hamlin, who is a strong motivator for her daughter and has groomed the poetic skills in her. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of all present here. Welcome, ma'am. I welcome all the staff of Adarsh Vidhya Kendra and the students who are present here on this glorious morning. Welcome you all. Let me now invite Mr. Naveen Kumar, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Kanyakumari District, to launch the book, and I also request our Chairman, Dr. Gopal Surendran, to receive the book. Please, sirs. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. If there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it, says Toni Morrison. Yes, that's what Hanzie has done. Here comes Hanzie of grade 6 to tell us how and what brought her here and how her writing began and to acknowledge the persons who motivated her to write. Please, Hanzie.
A warm good morning to you all. It's indeed a proud and joyous moment to be in front of you all in this happy day. This is a day I've been waiting for, a day my dream has come true. Let me now tell you how I'm here through the lines of Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And I'm sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it went down in the other road. Then to the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. And though as for the passing there, had warned them really about the same. And both that mornings equally late, in leaves no steps had trodden black. Oh, I came the first for another day, in knowing how vain we thought today. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the wondrous travels by, and that has made all the difference. Yes, my dear friends, I took the roadless travels by, and that has brought me such a big difference. Let me now tell you how the book is born. This little book is a freedom of all my 66 poems that I have written with rhyming rhythms and content with my illustrations. All these poems revolve around the tiny life of mine where my dreams never come true. That is, about buying dogs or cats. My school, my favorite teacher, and mostly pets. You can see poems revolving around nature and mostly pets. I pen all my thoughts and feelings I could share, thoughts and feelings I could not share, thoughts and feelings I was not allowed to share sometimes. But I had the freedom to write. A poem a day keeps my sad thoughts away. Those writings were always appreciated by my mom and some others. When I began writing, at first I didn't know the spellings. Then my mom wrote them for me as I dictated. Then soon I started to write with spelling mistakes which she couldn't accept sometimes. But I was happy that others would accept it, especially Dr. John, who would say, I have the license to do so. So my dear friends, writing will always help us to grow. But if one has to write, one has to read a lot. Books are my friends. Because I read, I was able to play with the string of words to express my thoughts. Yes, Francis Bacon says, reading maketh a full man, and writing an exact man. Now, I would like to acknowledge all the people who helped me turn my thoughts black and white. First, I thank God who gave me the talent, like a plant, always straight and bright. I thank my school, the chairman and the principal. You motivated me to make this cup of tea. I thank my teachers for being my preachers. You too motivated me to make this cup of tea. I can see your faces with me. I thank the forward writer, who is Dr. John, who is born to eat a corn of literature. He is the only proof that this book is proofread. I thank the Emerald publishers and the Chief Executive Officer who accepted my Queendom as I took the decision of my book. I thank all my family members, my parents and my teachers and my dear brother for being like a feather when I was like a leather and giving me wings to fly. A big thank you to the dignitaries in the days for accepting my Queendom and coming to this place where my book release is contented. Let me now end with my favorite lines of Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Yes, we all have miles to go before we sleep. I move from here with a rainbow of ambitions to become the poet of the future. Let's all move on smiling. Have a cheerful day. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Hanzie. A responsible and a courageous leader who works with the golden proverb, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet, is none but the Deputy Superintendent of Police of our district. I request him to kindly address the gathering. Please, sir.
Respected dignitaries on the stage and to the students, a very good morning to all. First of all, I want to thank the school administration for inviting me to this function, as it gives me the chance to revive my school days. Actually, I want to congratulate Hanzie, because such a little girl she actually gave such a spectacular way. Very much congratulations to you. I also want to thank the chairman and the other staffs and the persons who actually motivated her for giving this book. Special mention to chairman because he actually made such a spectacular event for the launch of this book. Thank you so much. Actually, students, what I want to say is that always come out from the comfort zone. Actually, when any problems comes in your life, don't actually run away from it. Face it. Actually, when you face a problem, it actually gives an opportunity to know about your weakness. The weakness which you can easily overcome it, and you can actually come out of the problem and you can taste the success. Take the example of the seed. The seed doesn't look for any comfort zone. Seed in the sense, in Tamil word I can say that vidai. Okay, actually the seed doesn't look for any comfort zone. Wherever you put it, the minimal resources, it actually grows and actually it's heights. Be it in a rocky mountain, everything. You can see the seeds which grows in a tree in a rocky mountain. The fact is that it doesn't look for any comfort zone. Like that, in your life also, don't look for any comfort zone in your life. And if any problems come, just face it. You will easily overcome it. And also, I want to say about failures. Any failure which comes in your life is temporary. I can take the example of Virat Kohli. I think all of you know about Virat Kohli, Indian cricketer. For the past 1 year, he didn't score anything. He just scored only minimal runs. But in this T20 World Cup, he is a person who is responsible for taking India to semi-finals. So, any failure is actually a perfect phenomenon. If you face a failure, we can actually, what I want to say is that failure is the first step for your success. Because failure actually gives you the weakness and gives you opportunity to overcome it. Just like Virat Kohli, I also want you also to face any failures and overcome it. And also I want to say about the dreams. Actually go with the dreams with your interest. I think Hanzie choose her interest as writing poems. I also want to highlight highlight one thing in my life. Actually, I want to pursue football. Okay, in my school days, I am more interested in football, but due to my father pressure, I went with cricket. At last, I didn't shine anything in cricket. But if I went with my interest in football, means at least I might have represented Tamil Nadu. So always go with your interest in your dreams, and these dreams should not. Like our respected president says, Abdul Kalam, our late President Abdul Kalam, he said about dreams. These dreams should not come in your sleep. It should disturb your sleep. Like that, go with the dreams of your interest and actually enjoy your life. Thank you.
We are very excited by your words, sir. They serve as big motivations for the budding leaders of our school. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I request our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Gopal Surendran, to deliver the presidential address. Please, sir.
everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, other dignitaries on the dais. It is indeed a wonderful morning because yesterday actually Vinu was sitting on my head and saying it's raining, so what do we do? I said let's wait and see. But knowing Hanzie and what she has done, I think God has been kind to us. So it is indeed a wonderful day because one of my children has written a book. A book is always, what do you say, something to treasure. Because see, like most of the teachers know, most of the principals also know, I have a huge library at home. And to this day, what I consider my biggest achievement is that I have read every book in that library. A book always leaves something with you. When you read a book, whether it is good or bad is different. But that book will always leave something in your mind. Something to think about, something to, what do you say, it is something which you can really sit and taste. It depends on what you are reading and what kind of, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm lonely, this, that. Sometimes I like solitude. Why is it gives me time to read. It gives me time to observe. Because a book takes you around the world. You can experience life, you can experience cultures without going there. A book can make you feel. It's not like a TV. Because in a TV you see something and you forget about it. A book is not like that. A book is always a treasure house. A treasure house of knowledge, a treasure house of education, a treasure house of culture, and a treasure house of traditions. And on this wonderful morning, it is wonderful to be here. And Hanzie, let me put it very clearly, you are in big time trouble. Because you've written a book, and I expect more books to come from you. And it is not just Hanzie, it is all of you sitting here. Let this be an inspiration to all of you. Let this be an inspiration to all of artists. Because you should not stop here. Because you have truly become an inspiration to all of us. And we are looking out, and we are looking out for more of your books to come. And we will all support you in every way we can. That is the promise. Anyway, she is one of the true inspirations of this place. And I hope that God will bless her, bless all of you, and we look forward to having more functions like this in the future. Thank you.
Sir, as you all know, you are a voracious reader, and thank you so much for your thought-provoking and resonating words. We assure you that all our students will definitely come up and exhibit their talents in one field or the other. Can a book exist without a foreword? No, never. The foreword of today's event is none other than Dr. John Shaker, who indeed wrote the foreword of the book. An ELT expert and a writer, a professor with a broad mind, and who accepts and appreciates Hanzie's poems as it comes pouring from her heart. Sir, I request you to present and overview Hanzie's book. Please, sir.
The chief guest of today's book launch function, Dr. Nagercoil IPS, the chairman of the school, Dr. Gopal Surendran, I am speaking for PhD holder, but he is a physician. Principal Mr. Vinuman, CEO, Emerald Publishers, who have brought out a beautiful book. I think soon you are going to have, you are going to touch it and going to read it. And Mr. Olivandan, and ELT consultant, Macmillan India, and formerly principal of Scott Christian College, an ELT expert, whom I know, he may not know, but I know him for the past 25 years, Dr. James or Daniel. And the young poet, Hanzie, the hero of the day. the parents and sibling brother of Hanzie, senior teachers. I think that the mother of the poet has carefully avoided the present colleagues, but has invited past colleagues and friends who are working elsewhere, like Dr. Susan, faculty friends and student friends. Good morning to all of you. This is my first experience to address kids. I have never done it. I wasted all my life, 35 years of teaching, dealing with young adults. For the first time, I'm just facing an audience called a kids audience. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Hamlin. Hamlin is mother of Hanzie and a distinguished alumnus of the American College, where she did her postgraduate education. Presently, assistant professor of English at WCC Nagercoil, for not just extending invitation to me to attend this function, but also to review the poems from time to time. So I would like to acknowledge the presence of the additional superintendent of the police, is kind enough to come and grace the occasion and to inspire all the kids here. Welcome sir on behalf of the dignitaries at DICE. I extend a warm welcome to you. Other than Hanzie, the poet who has written these poems, and mother who has closely monitored her writing, I think that I am fortunate enough to read her poems on installment basis, as and when Hanzie used to send all these poems. So I read all her poems not for examination purpose, just for pleasure I read. Okay, so very soon you are going to get a copy of this collection and read and enjoy. This public function, the function has become public because of the presence of personalities from public life. It's not just recognition for the poet Hanzie and their poetry in the presence of all of you kids, faculty, friends, and the dignitaries on the days, but also not only recognition but also source of inspiration and motivation for all the kids who have assembled here. When Mr. Naveen Kumar IPS made a reference to his own interest that he had in his life, but how his father encouraged him to switch out to some other field, and then when he made a reference to Virat Kohli or cricket, the whole kids audience got connected with what he was saying. Okay, so here is now, that's why I say that it's an occasion for inspiration for all of you for the two reasons. Number one, professionally, career-wise, you can become IPS officers as you have done here. Or one day you can become the principal of a college or professor, or one day you can start your own school, or one day you can become a CEO of a publishing company like Oliver and R. One day you can become the principal of this school itself. This is number one. Number two, you can also, when you attend this function, the little girl Hanzie here, like beautifully introducing her poem, you can be inspired by the presence of the poet. Every year we are inviting one distinguished Indian poet in English American College, and it's a source of inspiration for so many teachers and students. But the school has produced a beautiful poet, and not only a poet, she is good at the recitation. At the Hamlin, your English teacher mother inspired you, introduced to various genres of poetry. So, friends, all of you, or each one of you, may have a talent for something to create, something to contribute to society. And Hanzie realized her creative power for oration, recitation, dance. I have seen you dancing also in the school culturals. Your mom used to send videos, singing, now writing poetry. Multifaceted personality. Recognized now and then felicitated by the dignitaries on their days. So many Hanzies may be here now amongst you that you need an opportunity to bring out your talents. As I told you that since I have read all your poems that have been published now, I read them very carefully, and I think that I can share some of my own impressions of Hansie's poetry collection. She very carefully said that she enjoys the freedom, she enjoys poetic license that English teachers use. I also conscious the fact that you got 100% freedom to whatever you have written, and we the readers also have 100% freedom to talk about you, to condemn you, to price you. That is the duty of the readers of literature. Friends, in case there are two schools of thought about writing poetry. Number one, people believe that poets are born. Second school believes that poets are made. They attend workshop, they are made. Okay, so I think that Hanzie belongs to the first school. She is a born poet. She is young enough not to be trained by other people. She is a born poet, and greatness is not being thrust upon her. She earns her greatness. Okay, this young age, you are 12? 12? At the age of 12 now, she has worked hard and then got this recognition. And writing is a compulsive right. If you ask this young poet, why do you write? Surely get Lin, a Singaporean writer, staying in a hotel, sharing the hotel with another couple who is a professor, anthropology professor, and wife was a homemaker. And this homemaker, while eating the basket, asked this young writer, Singaporean writer, why do you write? Nobody asked this writer, but she was asked the question, why do you write? And then if you ask Hanzie, why do you write? She writes because it's a compulsive right. She writes because she cannot but write. So there is no reason why she writes. And definitely her writing deserves our readership. I am 100% sure that everyone who assembled here would be inspired by her writing. She is the only poet, I don't know, I stand to be corrected by the CEO of Emerald Publishers. She is in this part of the country, this is the only poet, and she is the only thick poet who has got her poems published. I have not seen any book of poetry written by kids like Hanzie. And when I was writing forward, I used the word first chick literature, that she is not a young girl enough to write young adult. The girls are writing, that's called a chick literature. Chick means the girls. And then I switched over to children's literature. But now I tell Hamlin, there is a new genre. Later to find out that kidlit, K-I-D-L-I-T, kidlit. I think she has inaugurated the culture of a kidlit in India. So it is a literature, kidlit is a literature written by children and for children and adults alike. And she has, when I went through her poems, she has got all the flavor of poetry written by young adults except the themes and treatment. She has demonstrated her poetic power, and her language is purer. Language is purer than the language that we adults speak, because our language is adulterated by so many ideologies that we have gathered over a period of our life. And she has been influenced by a number of institutions in her life. Just I share with you, because Hamlet gave me only 7 to 9 minutes, I just share with you 5 characteristics that I could detect in her poetry. Number 1, Hanzie has, you are going to read her poems and find out for yourself. Themes and topics that she has dealt with nowadays, 66 poems that she has collected for, decided for publication. No, people and places that she loves, maybe mom, maybe a teacher, maybe a dad, or bro, or granny, or grandpa, a school, or culturals, or home, church, marketplace, except her pets like drowning cats and a dog. No, she doesn't repeat in her poem. Sometimes she is talking about her own world. We very often think that kids have no right to have their own world. She has her own world. And above all, some poems deal with memories also. That is number 1. Kid literature, kid poetry also has their own themes and topics. Number 2, language that she has chosen really is amazing. I think she has got a wide range of emoting words that they carry a lot of emotions. Very often we think that adults only talk about emotion. Adults only are made of emotion. But this little girl has chosen words so carefully that and weave them together. What she smelled, what she heard, what she felt, what she touched, what she saw, or what she liked, what she didn't like. Something she didn't like, if you don't like, you have dealt with that also. Number 3 is rhyme scheme. Writing poetry in Tamil is entirely different from writing poetry in English. English poetry is bound by certain conventions. I don't know where she learned this rhyme scheme. Definitely she would have at a good school like this school, she would have been introduced to the English rhyme scheme. But the internalizing the rhyme scheme and producing, not reproducing, producing in her own way, now how creative she is. Especially line breaks. Why she breaks a line at a point where she has a broken conveys a lot of meaning and sense when you read it. Adds to rhythm. Rhyme automatically leads to rhythm to the poetry and also contributes to meaning. And number 4, I think that she has very carefully revised her own draft because she didn't allow her mother to touch her poetry. And she used to WhatsApp me apologetically. There are certain things, that's adult mind words. I said that don't tamper with the anxious poetry. Maybe if there are some slips here and there, let them be there. I was just remember what Shakespeare's character in Hanzie says. It may be poor, but it's my own. I don't want to copy someone else and make it rich. It's my own, so it may be poor. And finally, friends, sometimes at some places, when adults read, you may find that certain lines are meaningless. Some, even 1 or 2 points may be nonsensical, but what I have understood that she belongs to 21st century. She is living in a postmodern world. And at the default, she is a postmodernist poet. You are playing with nonsense. Because you can't do anything with the now. Life is like that. Life has no meaning. You have to play with the language. You cannot afford to make demands from life or God. Things that are bound to happen will happen. In her own kiddish way, she has treated such serious matters in life in a very trivial manner. But don't think that it is a trivial. It is something very serious. It draws your attention. So friends, with these few words of illustration, I thank all the dignitaries for their motivating and encouraging presence here today. I wish Hanzie experiences a kind of evolution in her growth as an adult poet. She has to move from being a kid poet to becoming a chick lit writer, then young adult writer, and finally that she will become an adult writer who might join the mainstream English poetry in English. Thank you all. God bless.
Dr. John, we relish your words with intact attention, and that will remain in our memories for the period to come. Thank you so much, sir. We are happy to have the additional Deputy Superintendent of Police, Mr. Ishwaran, who has just joined us at the book launch amidst his busy schedule. Sir, would you like to say a few words? Thank you, sir. Now, I request our beloved principal, Mr. V.R. Binod, to felicitate the gathering. Please, sir.
Good morning, dear children, honorable guests of the day. And today I am very fortunate to be here. I'm very proud. It's a proud moment for me standing in front of you. Because we are always in classrooms talking about transfer of learning, real transfer of learning, experiential learning, competency-based learning, 20% skills like critical thinking, problem solving, decision making. And all our teachers are trying to achieve these competencies to their students and vice versa. All these jargons we are discussing in the classrooms every day as a principal and trying to update the teachers how to create innovations in the class, how to do the transfer of learning in the class. This is actually the real transfer of learning. A child came out with her own talents and she started to jot down some lot of points from her minds. It's coming out of her mind, just like a flow of just like an ocean, something like that. I was just going through this book. It was amazing. The thing is this, the language used here. The sir rightly mentioned that. I have seen these types of few books earlier in my teaching life. Some of my students have written similar kind of books, novels, and even small poems and all. But most of the books came out of from a different mindset that might be their adults, their parents, or someone like that. But Hanzie's mother is a language expert I know very well, but I understood that this is not from mother's pen, it's from Hanzie's pen, because the language depicts that. And one important thing, when I gone through this book about me, actually I didn't write a book. I had an ambition to write a book by today because that skill I think is a lot with me. Every day we are writing circulars instead of books. So I know all these circulars, how to prepare circulars and send to the teachers and students. But here, this book is actually a window to her life, personal life even. You can understand how the child think and how the child slowly transform herself. My name is Hanzie, start with that. My nickname is Chimpanzee. I don't know that. Who is calling us Chimpanzee? Class? Anyhow, it's a very funny thing. And some of these, for example, I go to school daily. So that's a very good habit because we are trying to integrate that habit among the students. Hanzie is doing that. Congratulations. I do mistakes rarely. So that's also an achievement as a principal. It's an achievement for me. So it's a reflection of Hanzie's feelings, thoughts, everything. I appreciate you. And at the same time, the chairman rightly mentioned that our school is always giving ample of freedom to everyone. We are not resorting corporal punishments. And students can freely approach the principal and even the chairman. I know that sir is a voracious leader. I don't know how many of you know that. He's having more than 5,000 books. Right, so I don't know whether I write or not. In his own personal life, I visited his library. It's a beautiful library, and every day he's reading books. Nowadays, he's transferred to digital reading, so he's not carrying books. So it's a real motivation. We like people, we are not able to do that, irrespective of his busy schedule, he's doing all these things. And it's a motivation for all teachers because we are teaching these types of things. That's another thing. That's why I'm always advising to the teachers that in this career, we are not calling teachers as teachers. That title is already removed from us, and again, it changed us. Teacher is a facilitator, now teacher is a coordinator. Teacher is a coordinator. Now we are all learning together. So we are learning something from you, we are learning from the students. That's really happening here. And the real more of experiential learning happening in our campus. I'm really happy and wondering, and you are all are wonder boxes. Please unbox yourself and come out. And when we talk about creativity, people are thinking that think out of the box. Think out of the box, that's all about creativity. But actually there is no box at all. What is the meaning of keeping a box and unboxing? There is no box. Think freely. And to believe in principle of radiant thinking because of human brain is already arranged by the God in that way. Principle of radiant thinking. And unfortunately our school education system insisted our students and teachers to think in linear way. That's happening from the pre-KG itself. We are starting with alphabet A, B, C, D, in line 1, 2, 3, numerals in a single line in a linear way. That's why we lost the habit of thinking in a radiant way. We have to think like the sun radiates. Our thinking should be transfer everywhere and it should spread everywhere. At each moment we are thinking in different ways, not in the same line. So I'm not extending my speech. It's really a happiest moment for me as a teacher and as a principal. It's a great achievement for me. And more than that, today I got an opportunity to share the platform with luminaries, stars in the field of education, health, and police department. So we have medical department chairman as a doctor, and we have police department here, education department here, teachers and students. So this is actually a wonderful time. And we are all really blessed today. And I heard these people's names several times, all these renowned professors. Fortunately, I got an opportunity to meet them. I'm very humbled because we couldn't arrange much within the limited time. Yesterday there was heavy rain, We were really doubtful how to organize this program. We planned playground and we should here late nights. Sorry for the inconvenience. Anyhow, thank you very much. And I express my deep gratitude to each and everyone who came and joined with us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your observation and appreciation for Hanzie and her work. One who is keen and interested in elevating books and driving them to their highest peak, and who gives opportunity to budding writers come up with full potential. He is Thiru. Sir, I also request you to felicitate the gathering. Please, sir.
I have no other choice than to do that because I come all the way from Chennai to do this honors by talking to you and talk about Hanzie for a few minutes. I am really proud and happy that I am here as a publisher. I am also very proud of this little girl, Hanzie, for coming out to this book. But also slightly jealous of her because at 11, I was thinking what I was doing. At least a police officer was thinking about cricket or football, but I don't think I thought about any of those things. Today, this generation is very blessed. We're all 21st century kids. Sadly, my generation neither belong to 20th century or 21st century. We are quite confused of which century we belong to. Not only this, we are confused in everything. Way back in 70s, I remember when Mixie came to our house. In those days, Mixie itself is a very big, technology for us. Moving from the traditional Ami oral to Mixie, a very big shift in technology. When that big box came to our house, I was so curious to open it and see what it was all about. My mother came and stopped at my back and said, "Don't touch it. Wait till he comes in the evening." He here means my father. I didn't touch, I went out. That was the experience I had in the last century. This century, a week back we got a parcel from Amazon. I was about to open it to some smartphone or something. I heard a voice, luckily not slapped me. She said, "Don't touch it, he will come in the evening." Here the Eve means my son. So the large generation, they thought that I'm not supposed to touch that. And in this current generation also, I'm not updated. So you are definitely blessed. On a weekday, and two prominent officers, Superintendent of Police and Deputy Superintendent of Police, both of them are seated in the dais. That only implies, as they say, when a library is open, a jail is closed. Similarly, when a book is launched, the police cops have no role because there won't be any criminals in the society. They can also jolly well mix with the civilians and enjoy the proceedings. That is the impact of the book that they create. That is what we have to do. I'm not going to talk about Hanzie because talking about Hanzie is talking about ourselves because she is, our own writer. But I want to talk about the chairman of this school. The head of the institution made a difference. We have kind of about 15 such kids' books have been published through our publications. I'm not sure whether any home collections published earlier that I will check. But one thing I can tell you, in all the earlier 15 cases, never we have had an opportunity to got the book launched in the school itself. We have done it elsewhere. We have done it in a 5-star hotel. It was done in a hall, everywhere. In few cases, the school teacher or principal attended, but first time, again, on a working day, scores of students sitting here, watching one of the fellow classmates or schoolmate getting a book launched. This would go a long way in inspiring every one of you. That is what we say here. I was astonished this morning when he said, "I've got 20,000 plus books in my personal collections." Even a very big bookstore in Chennai cannot boast of having so many such books. But he has. More importantly, he says that he has read all the books that he has in his collections. That shows how well he has read. This is one life. I don't believe that we will have one more chance to come. We pass through this world only once. If you all have read the famous book written by Yuval Noah Harari, The Sapiens, he says some 60,000 years back, even the human race was very, very, very insignificant. Homo sapiens were very insignificant in this world compared to all other species. But what has dramatically changed in the last 60 years is we were just like chimpanzees. Nothing wrong when she said, I'm also a chimpanzee. Yes, they are our very close cousins. 99.99% of our DNA matches with chimpanzees. That's what genetics says today. Then what has evolved as completely is our ability to communicate. That is what Yuval Noah Harari says. That ability to come with stories which all other animals, animals can communicate. Even the powerful lion, the powerful tigers, they communicate amongst themselves. But only we, the Homo sapiens, have the power of connecting the dots. I may say that I saw two police big officers at this school. That's all. An animal may communicate. But only a human being can say, there was a book launch function. The two of them were present there. This kind of dots connecting was made, helpful for the human beings to evolve faster than others. All other animals take 6 or 7 generations to communicate to the genetics. But we can do it with the same generation itself, that we always tell others that don't do this, don't do this. You would have heard people saying, you would have got really upset. Why are they always, the elders say, don't do this, don't do that? Because we say that it's out of our experiences. But my dear children, as she rightly said at the beginning, quoting from Robert Frost, the path less traveled by will always give a pleasure. It will take you, as our Deputy Superintendent of Police said, it will make you to come out of the comfort zone. Why everybody prefer to travel in the same path? Because it's a comfort zone. My brain is conditioned that way. I can easily pass through. But if I take a new route, then I have to always be constantly vigilant whether I am going in the right direction. But only people who have taken different routes have set the tone for this world to follow. That is what this little young girl Hanzie has done. You have got a long way to go. As rightly said by our professor here, that yes, Dr. John said that we were also discussing about some of the poetic lines. It was not in conformity with the literary framework people say. Then I said we just take that as a postmodernism. Then somebody laughed and said, today it's become a fashionable word that anything does not form into a system, you guys call it as postmodernism. But I'm very happy that today it was confirmed. Yes, a learned academician like Dr. John was shaken us informed that she has got that absolute freedom to express her thoughts. I have to congratulate and appreciate her parents, because both of them they are very humble, quiet. I've been, incidentally, the last time when I came to a book launch in Nagercoil, it was Hamlin's book that was published. But Hamlin translated along with Susan who is seated here, translated the book written by Malavati, who has come, Sahitya Academy Yuva Puruskar awardee. Malavati's Thupukari was launched in the same town with doyens of academic field like K. Chalapan, Professor James Daniel, so many of them came. And today, within few years, we are seeing another talent coming out of the same house. I'm sure this will continue. I'm very happy and proud of, because many times we get confused. Like this generation, we get confused. Tomorrow how are it's going to be? I'm not quite sure what will happen. But yes, nothing will happen, because when we see people like Hanzie, we know that this world will be very much safer than what it was in our hands. If I'm standing here and talking, don't think that we were the best. We were the people, we were the culprit. today who have brought this, plastic bottles here to drink water. When I was a kid like you, we used to go drink water at the school steps, but in the last 30, 40 years, we ruined this environment and brought these kind of things. But you generation are very, very responsible. I've seen at the time of the Deepavali also, I'm seeing that you are far more responsible. You talk about environment, you talk about Mother Earth, you talk about peace. And I'm only assured when such books are released, more such books are released, more prisons are closed, more and more, the law and other departments, they will only contribute with different forms of uplifting the society. And once again, congratulate and salute the school management. They are, as rightly said, it's not just on Hanzie. It's not felicitating Hanzie. It is not acknowledging her work. It is indirectly, we are trying to put seats on so many of you. I know every one of you would dream that one day you should sit here. This will be definitely a day for us to be remembered in your life. If you ask me which are the best days in your life to be remembered in school days, I can hardly say 2 or 3, just that's all. But I can never match with the kind of experience that she had today in her life. Even tomorrow if she goes to Stanford, she goes to Harvard, she will say, in my school, I launched my book. She will say proudly that for that this administration facilitated. I thank them, thank all the school staff members and also friends of Hanzie for showing up in large number to support. What is important is buy this book. That's very important. If at all you want to do something to Hanzie, buy this book, generously buy this book. If you want to meet somebody, buy this book and give them. Don't give sweets. Especially people like us, if we eat sweets, we won't stay longer in this world. Better give us books so that we will stay healthy and happier. Buy books as many as possible, not just one. Go tell your parents, I want to buy Hanzie's book and keep it in my house. Give it to all my friends as gift. So I will also tell that, don't worry about this price. We will give you at the price which anybody can easily afford to. And wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
It is indeed a painstaking job for a publication to choose wisely precious pieces of literature. Unless and until one has real love for the language, one cannot thrive in this profession. You are the right person for the right job, sir. Thank you so much. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for acknowledging our student Hanzie's book and your wisdom of words. Thank you so much, sir. I request the Additional Superintendent of Police, Mr. Ishwaran, to say a few words. Please, sir.
Morning to everyone. Viewers of SP sir gave some urgent report. He couldn't run this wonderful function. Because of such options, I got the opportunity to attend the function and to know about the genius Hanzie. So the function வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி எனக்கு என்ன ஃபங்க்ஷன் தெரியாது. மார்னிங் 9 o'clock சார் கிட்ட பேசும்போது எஸ்பி சார் சொன்னாங்க, ஈஸ்வர் எனக்கு ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஒர்க் வந்துருச்சு, நீங்கள் புக் ரிலீஸ் ஃபங்க்ஷன் போங்க. புக் ரிலீஸ் ஃபங்க்ஷன்னா சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி யூஸ்வலாக நடக்கிறது போல் ஒரு புக்கு எழுதியிருக்காங்க, ரிலீஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. நார்மல் ஃபங்க்ஷன் நினச்சேன், வந்து உட்கார்ந்த வரைக்கும் அதான் நினச்சிட்டு நீ வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் தெரியுது அந்த புக்கோட ஆத்தர் வந்து ஒரு 12 years ஒரு ஜீனியஸ். உண்மையிலேயே ரொம்ப பெரிய அச்சீவ்மெண்ட்டு இது, ரொம்ப பாராட்டப்பட வேண்டிய ஒரு விஷயம். முதல்ல உங்கள் பேரண்ட்ஸுக்கு பாராட்ட தெரிவிக்க வந்துருக்காங்க. எல்லாரும் ரீடிங் ஹேபிட்ஸை நீங்கள் தான் கொண்டு வந்துருப்பீங்க, கரெக்டா? இல்லைன்னா அந்த 12 yearsல இந்த நாலேஜ் வருது, பேரண்ட்ஸோட சப்போர்ட் இருக்கும். இது எல்லாராலையும் முடியும். ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் ஒரு ஒரு ஃபீல்டில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கும். சிங்கிங்கோ, டான்ஸிங்கோ, இல்லை அதர் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா கரிக்குலர் ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ், எல்லாருக்கிட்டையுமே அந்த ஸ்கில்ஸ் இருக்குது. நம்ம தான் அதை வெளியில் எடுத்து வரோம். நான் நவீன் இருக்காரு, நான்லாம் வந்து ஒரு சாதாரண ஒரு கிராமத்தில் இருந்து ஒரு ஸ்கூலே கிடையாது. அங்கேருந்து இந்த அளவுக்கு வந்திருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா ஒரே ஒரு காரணம் ரீடிங் ஹேபிட்ஸ் தான். நிறையா புத்தகம் படிப்போம். எங்கள் ஊரில் ஒரு சின்ன லைப்ரரி இருக்கும். முதல்ல இந்த காமிக்ஸ் படிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சது. அந்த ஏஜுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி புக்ஸ் வாசிக்க ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது நம்மளுடைய நாலேஜ் வந்து வைடாக நம்மளுக்கு எல்லா விஷயமும் தெரிய ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது நல்ல ஒரு எக்ஸ்போசர் கிடைக்கும். அந்த ஒரு ஹேபிட்னால தான் இவங்கெல்லாம் நீ வந்து டயஸில் உட்காரதுக்கு எத்தனை வருஷம் ஆகிருக்கு, 12 வயசுல வந்து டயஸில் உட்காந்துருக்காங்க. இது உங்க எல்லாராலையும் முடியும். ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி ஒன் உங்ககிட்ட அந்த ஸ்கில்ஸ் இருக்கு. அதான் நீங்க உங்க இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்ல இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணி எல்லாரும் இதே மாதிரி ஒரு கிரேட் அச்சீவ்மெண்ட் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லி வாழ்த்துக்கிறேன். தேங்க்யூ. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom and appreciation. Eloquence is the painting of hearts and words. Dr. James R. Daniel, ELT consultant, Macmillan, India, and formerly principal, Scott Christian College, Nagercoil, is here to deliver the message of his heart with eloquence and persuade this crowd of little children. May I now request Dr. James R. Daniel to give a commentary on the pen and the pad.
Mr. Chairman, dignitaries of days, and my dear friends. Right at the outset, I am going to ask you a simple question. I am sure that all of you should be able to answer me. Who is the greatest person, now not in your school, not in Tamil Nadu, but in India? Who is the greatest person now, not in your school, in Tamil Nadu, but in India? But who is right on the days, and who is the greatest person? Hanzie, your batchmate, your schoolmate, your classmate, your fellow student. And therefore, may I request students to give 1 minute, the loudest applause ever given in any part of the world, in any gathering, to Hanzie. Can you? Very good, excellent. She deserves it. She deserves it for 2 reasons. Number 1, today, Adarsh
Go ahead.
Now I request our respected chairman, Dr. Gopal Surendran, to honor the superintendent of police, the assistant deputy superintendent of police, and present the memento, please, sir. Thank you, sir, for taking the time out and spending your precious moments with us. Thank you.
She is the greatest person primarily for two reasons. Number one, from now on, Adarsh Vidhya has found a niche for itself in the global map, world map. Your Vidhya Kendra, with the publication of the book, has found permanence in the world map, number one. Number two, I suppose you are aware of these beautiful lines of Kannadasan. மாநில இனத்தை ஆட்டி வைப்பேன், அவர் மாண்டு விட்டால் அதை பாடி வைப்பேன், நான் நிரந்தரமானவன் அழிவதில்லை என்ற நிலையிலும் எனக்கு மரணம் இல்லை. I am the creative artist and therefore I live forever. I live eternally, I will never ever die. And today is Hanzie, speaking from this school, proclaims to the whole world that I have entered the world of permanence. Can there be a greater honor for a school than a young girl of just 20 years old entering the world of permanence almost like Shakespeare and Tennyson and Eliot and a host of other poets? Suppose you remember the famous lines of Shakespeare. As long as it is sonnet, as long as eyes can see and as long as nose can breathe, as long as gives this, it gives life to me. As long as gives this, it gives life to me. Just as it gives life to Shakespeare. Here are the beautiful points of Hanzie that gives a permanent life forever. And therefore, once again, Hanzie, congratulations and best wishes. And the speakers who spoke to me said that every year you bring out one book. I mean, creativity is one area we don't practice family planning. No family planning. That one son, two son, one daughter, two daughter. Bring in as many as you can. As many as you can. I am sure that there is going to be another book launch on your campus next year, year after next, till the time she leaves the campus. There is going to be book launch after book launch, and Manivan will be the happiest person because you can make a trip to Nagercoil every year for the book launch. And I am sure that all the books are also going to be published by Yamara. But there's one thing that I observed was that this little girl must grow out of the image and the shadow of the parents. She's not Hamlet's daughter. She's not Papa's mother. Then who is she? It's a beautiful nurse of rhyme. I don't know how can I put it. I'll give you the first line. Let me see how we can get the next lines. Everybody says that I look like my mother. Everybody says that I look like my mother. Everybody says that my nose is like my father's. Everybody says that my nose is like my father's. Everybody says that my gait is like my uncle's. Everybody says that my gait is like my uncle's. You remember the last line? But I want to be what I am. I do not want to be like my mother, my father, my uncle, my chairman, my principal, my Mrs. I want to be what I am. I do believe that this is the confidence that has made Hanzie a poet of hero in her own estate. I don't know how many of you are familiar with these two famous autobiographies in Indian writing in English, Tom Moraes and Tom Moraes. Tom Moraes was a father and Tom Moraes was a son. I think students of literature might remember it. When Tom Moraes wrote his autobiography, you remember the title he gave to the autobiography, My Son's Father. My Son's Father. When Tom Moraes wrote the autobiography, he gave the title, My Father's Son. And then the book launched, the reporters asked him, what is your message today? And he said, my message is that I want to get out of. I want to grow out of the image and the shadow of my father. Don't call me my father's son. Call me Moraes the poet. Call me Tom Moraes the poet. Today, what is achieved promises to the world that here is a young girl who has grown out of the image of the father and the mother. Of course, they were there to monitor, to mold, to guard, to guide. That is there. Absolutely no offense is meant to the parents at all. There's a beautiful line in the preface. Let me just read out to you. The poems are not arranged chronologically for obvious reasons, but mixed up. I have a rainbow of ambitions to become a poet of the future. I have a rainbow of, look at the confidence that the girl has in her. I have a rainbow of ambition to become a poet of not today, but a poet of the future. yet to come, the days to come, must celebrate me as one of the greatest poets of Indian writing in English. And this is my ambition, which he gets expresses right at the age of 12 through a poem. Let me just read out to you only one poem. Poets are good at marking it themselves, self-mark. Sometimes mocking it ourselves too. But this is both self-mocking, family mocking, and public mocking. I am always sad because my mom is mad. I am always sad because my mom is mad. She is sad that the mom is mad, but Papa is glad that the mom is mad. Look at the next line. I'll tell my dad, who is always glad, about my mom, who is very mad. So if the mom is very mad, the dad is very glad. I think the rhyme pattern is excellent. Rhyme pattern is right, okay? She has more than her own rhyme pattern. Let me just repeat. I'm always sad because my mom is mad. I'll tell you my dad, who is always glad, about my mom, who is bad. But I am bad. You know why my mom is bad? Because I am bad. Why my mom, the daddy is glad? Because mom is glad, because I am glad, and therefore, finally, look at that. If only I get a glad mom, and like that, and if only I get a cute lad, I will never be bored and sad. If only God blesses me with this wonderful family, what a great girl I will be in my family. And towards the close of the poem, just another line. What a great hope, a futuristic hope with which she completes the collection, the 66th poem. Wonderful poem, let's just read out. This is a poem about born again, a poem about the second lease of life, a poem about being born, educated in Adarsh Vidhya Kendra, getting out of the school, graduation, and then getting a job, well placed, earning good salary, growing old, dying, and then born again. What a beautiful experience. It's almost like the experience of a ghost. Getting back to life after death. And then, what is the kind of the experience that she wants to share with us? Look here. My lost moment, my lost breath. Will you ever say that this is written by a girl of this one? Because it looks as though far greater than Robert Frost, far greater than even William Shakespeare. And the product is from Adarsh Vidhya Kendra. The product is from Adarsh Vidhya Kendra. My lost moment, my lost breath, my lost minute, my lost memory. Where's my loss? Let the world join the heaven, happy about. And then the door opened. Open the door. Oh, I opened the door of success, the door of joy, the door of peace, the door of rest, the door of blessing. That is my second birth. It is a door of birth, a door of blessing, a door of confidence. That is my second birth. I'm very happy that she is writing in English. Although central government is very seriously thinking of introducing Hindi as a medium of instruction in medical colleges in all the central schools and central universities, whether Hindi or Tamil or Malayalam or whatever the language, we want to hear our mother tongue. But I'm really happy that she is writing in English. Do continue to write in English. English is also one of the languages identified in the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution as an Indian language. It is no longer a foreign language. It is no longer the language of the British or the American or the continent. It is equally a learned of English. It's a beautiful nursery rhyme. Money is money, my dear Sunny. Without money, life is funny. Money is sunny, my dear Sunny. Without money. This is called the doggerel. D-O-G-G-E-R-E-L. Can any of you give me the meaning of the word doggerel? D-O-G-G-E-R-E-L. If any of you can give me the right meaning, Mr. Chairman will give you a cash award of 1 lakh. And he's a very generous man. A man who is known for generosity is Nagercoil. He's the chairman of the Adarsh Vidhya Kendra, a good friend of mine. I'm sure that they will give you a cash award of 1 lakh if you will just tell me the meaning of the word doggerel. D-O-G-G-E-R-E-L. Any nonsensical word is a doggerel. Something like Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her, put her in a pumpkin shell and then he kept her very well. Women, don't get offended. Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her, not able to discipline the wife, put her in a pumpkin shell, alright? She was skinny enough to be put in a pumpkin shell, and then he kept her very well, alright? Money is honey, mind is honey, without discipline, mind is honey. An American mommy put the baby in the cradle. This is the way that she sings a lullaby. This is the way she sings a lullaby. Look at the Tamil mother or the Indian mother. Araro, Araro. I do not know who you are going to become. Nane, Kurande, Kurandai, Manane. No, this is not Kurandai. Money, economy matters, and India is going to be the third global economy by 2030. If you go to the Hindu and the Times of India today, this is a headline. Every country is fighting one another in increasing its GDP, that we should hold the highest GDP in the world. Next to the United States and China, possibly by 2030, India is going to be the dictating economy of the world with the highest GDP. Alright? Money is honey, money is you throw away, money throw away, money I have only one appeal to make to them see. And in the place of money, you substitute English. English is honey, my dear son. Without English, life is money. English is honey, my dear sonny. Without English, life is whether you like it or not, English language has come to stay. Whether you like it or not, even all the people who transfer Indian languages in the mother tongues, also possibly in the heart of hearts, they would like to put their children only in an English medium school. An English medium school of the stature of the school that you are. I am really happy that your children are doing extremely well in the English language. Not only your children, your staff as well, your colleagues in the school as well, and therefore my blessings and best wishes. But remember, at the last day of judgment, only one person will get into the world, and who is that star? Only one person will get into heaven. You know, the last day of judgment, the Lord Himself will come down, descend to earth, and will be seated right in front of Adarsh Vidhya Kendra with a table and a chair. And the first one to go is the additional superintendent of the police. I am very happy that he has left. And the Lord will look up and ask, what are you? I was the additional superintendent of Papa, the dangerous people in the world are the police people. You never maintain law and order. Get into hell. So the fellow is put in hell. And then comes the very young man, who are you? And the chairman of Adarsh Vidhya Kendra, my Lord, chairman, never go to heaven because you people charge a lot of capitation fee. Get to hell. The seventh circle of the thing, alright? Get to hell. And then comes, who are you? I am only one publisher. My God, the publishers publish all kind of rubbish things. Get into hell, never, ever to be returned. And then I am professor of English of America. My God, English professors are the worst fellows that I have ever seen in my life. Get into hell. And finally the principal, you also want to go to hell? Be in the hell. Alright, you also be in the hell. And then comes, who am I? With white beards. And I was also a poor teacher of English. Already one teacher is there. Go and give company to me. Alright, together be there in the hell, Mr. Families. And then comes a couple. Who are you? Samson. And now there we are. Samson. Who are you? I'm sorry, we are the mother of Camille. You know the mother of Camille. My God, mother of Camille has no place. You do one thing, you be there in the first circle of the day. You be there in the first circle of the day. And then let me see whether or not I could accommodate you there in heaven. And then Chota little girl. What's your name? Camille. What were you doing? I was writing poetry. My God, come into the heaven and enjoy the joy of your love. The Lord embraces that and gives a blessing. This is Viscount Grace. I don't know how many of you have read the essay. Viscount Grace, the pleasure of reading. Who is at the door for? St. Peter. Because everyone, and finally the students come and say, we enjoyed reading. He admits them into heaven. This is the time. It's not just a publication of book. It's not just commenting on the book at all. This is more than that. Appealing to every student to take the habit of reading. Reading has fallen on evil days now. Even college professors don't read. And he is right. They only don't read. They only don't read. Read. As long as you can read. And today is the day that the launching of the book inculcated each one of you. This kind of an appeal for reading, I'm sure the book launching will have more than served its purpose. A beautiful book, no complimentary copies. And you've already promised 20% or 50% discount. Already promised 20 or 50% discount. And let me confess, although I am not able to read another section of the poem, this is a collection of poems In a manuscript form, that's what Hanzie gave me earlier. I read through every line. And like the professor from American College, I enjoyed. We are in the same boat now. I enjoyed every line. The poetic license, she has got every right to explore the language the way that she likes. Shakespeare could have poetic license. Why not all of us who write in English? If Shakespeare can write the most and kindest cut of all, or more better, double comparison, double superlative, why not we? I think we do have the right, this poetic right. I enjoyed all the poems. I'm sure all of you could get a copy of the book, what is the concession that is available, and do sit back and read, even if the seniors don't read, because you never read, as a professor is rightly comment. You don't read. Tata will, I'm sure, Tata will definitely read. Tata is enjoying himself, being seated. Nobody ever spoke about Tata and Pati. You spoke about the Papa and Mama, but never about the Tata and Pati. Tata and Pati should be the happiest day in your life when you see your granddaughter on the stage with a smiling, beaming smile. Because she has accomplished something that nobody else has accomplished. So I wish her all the best on behalf of each one of you. Wait 1 minute as I adore. What's her name? Hanzie. Alright? Hanzie. Nalla padanuma. Hanzie. As I adore her with a shock, you give her, like I said at the outset, the loudest applause, the cheer of applause in the world has ever I ever seen, because she's the one who has brought honor to your school. All the best. Anyone who cares to publish whatever you write, even if it is rubbish, it is published. Alright? And every year we are going to have a book now. Good luck, all the best. From tomorrow onwards, or today onwards, don't give her the nickname Chimpanzee. Alright? Don't get, I am Hanzie. People call me Chimpanzee. So from tomorrow onwards, she's walking on the corridor, never ever say Chimpanzee is going, Chimpanzee is no. Who is going? Hanzie the poet. Hanzie the poet. Would you all say Hanzie the poet and not the Chimpanzee? Alright, good luck. Once again, let us give a big applause to her.
Oh my. There is absolutely no competition to the way he plays with words. James sir, your words were an exhibition of your scholarship and your love for the language. We will try to emulate your language skills. Thank you so much, sir, for your enthralling words. No duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks, and silent gratitude isn't of much use to anyone. May I now call upon Dr. G.J. Hamlin, Hanzie's mom, to thank the gathering. Please, ma'am.
It's a pleasant surprise for you, but not for the members of the family. I don't know if the chairman knows about it. The principal might know about it. Today is Hanzie's birthday. Today is, so shall we all say happy birthday, many more returns of the day. And with the return of every day, there should be a book. There should be a book. So we will wish her a book birthday. What birthday? A book birthday, Hanzie. Many more happy, or the happiest return of the day. Thank you.
respected dignitaries on the dais, dear teachers and students of Adarsh, former faculty of Women's Christian College, friends and relatives, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. All's well that begins well. All's well that begins and ends so well. The program has come to an end so well that it's my duty to take a minute or two to thank the pillars behind this book launch. This day is no magic, but a day given to us by God. I thank God the Almighty for showering His blessings amidst all of us here and also for giving a very pleasant climate. Let me now thank the Chief Guest, Sri Naveen IPS, the Deputy Superintendent of Police of a district, who is the person who made this day remarkable. A big thank you to the guest of honor on behalf of the Adarsh family for giving the consent to release the book and also for joining us on time. I thank the guest of honor in his absence. I also thank the additional Superintendent of Police on behalf of the Adarsh family, the chairman of the school. This day with our sir's grand and generous heart. Knowing that no other place would be appropriate to have the launch, we approached the chairman with the suggestion of the launch and he welcomed that with open arms. A big thank you to you, sir, for providing a platform for this book launch. On behalf of the Adarsh family and on behalf of Hanzie and the family, I thank the chairman with folded arms, who is indeed the canopy of the school. I now request the principal to present the memento to the chairman. The man of gentle principles and who always works for the principle. Action speaks louder than words. This is Mr. Binamon, the principal of the school. Sir, thank you for wonderful planning and also for organizing this event wonderfully well. A big thank you to the time you spent for the launch, even before the launch, and also for the words of appreciation that you delivered today. On behalf of the Adarsh family and on behalf of Hanzie and the family, I thank the principal for all the efforts taken. I now request the chairman to present the principal to the meeting. A book cannot be called a book, but a bundle of papers without a publishing house. It is a publisher's brand that serves as a key to identify the best book. Yes, here it is the Emerald Publishers. I wholeheartedly thank Mr. Olivandan, the Chief Executive Officer of Emerald Publishers Chennai, and Mrs. Olivandan for accepting the book for publication. On behalf of Adarsh, the Temple of Learning, and everyone present here, I thank Sir for joining us all the way from Chennai and also for motivating and encouraging words spoken. Thank you so much, sir. I request the chairman to present the memento to Mr. Olivandan. A great man of wisdom and an eloquent speaker is Dr. James O'Daniel, the former principal of Scott Christian College, Nagercoil. I thank you, sir, for being a part of this launch in spite of your bee-like schedule. Thank you for the sparkling shades of colors that you have painted here. You have proved that your age will not wither you of your eloquence. On behalf of the Adarsh family and everyone present here, I thank Dr. James O'Daniel. I request the chairman to present the memento to Dr. James O'Daniel. Let me now thank Dr. John Shaker, Associate Professor of the Research Department of English, the American College, Madurai, who indeed wrote the foreword of the book and also was read or was gone through all the points. My teacher before 17 years, and above all, the one who waves a green flag to Hanzie's creative writings. Thank you, sir, for chewing and digesting the book from Madurai and also for sharing the juice here in Nagercoil. On behalf of the Adarsh family and our family, I thank the forward to this event, Dr. appreciate this. Consider Chairman presenting a memento to Dr. John Chu. Thank you, sirs. Next, I would like to thank all the teachers of the school. Dear teachers, you are the one who have carved Hanzie ashes today. A special thanks to Mrs. Kumari Bhagavati, Hanzie's Mrs. Ishwari and Mrs. Aruna, the kindergarten teachers, for the motivation given to Hanzie's kindergarten days, and all the teachers for teaching Hanzie till today. Special thanks to the English teacher, Mrs. Padmashri, who always encouraged and appreciated Hanzie's right. I would like to add that many of the poems of Hanzie were read by her teacher before I read them. She takes the diary where she writes the poems, stealthily she brings it to the school, and her teacher has read it before I read it. Sometimes because of the lack of time, I couldn't read that. And all the writings were welcomed with a cheerful smile, and the specialty is that Hanzie wasn't asked to stop doing that. It's not only poems. Even after this examination, after Puja holidays, she brought in some scribblings in baseboards, and I saw her carrying all that to school. I told her not to take that to school, but she herself did it, and she came up with appreciation. So all that petty drawings, you can see that in her book. The cover design is done by her, all the illustrations is done by her. So that is also because of you teachers. A special appreciation to all the teachers of ours who focus on the strengths of the students. Thank you everybody for the manpower you provided and for what we can do every day. A big thank you to the comparing team and the bandmasters team and all of the teachers who are here, all of the teachers they were standing, you can see them standing right from the morning. Thank you everybody for standing here, all the teachers who worked behind this program, and a special thanks to all the non-teaching faculty who worked behind the scene. I thank all Hanzie's friends and classmates who are here and all the students of the Adarsh family for being a part of this launch and for making this day memorable. Thank you, dear children. Now let me thank all the guests of the days, especially the former faculty of Women's Christian College, Nagercoil, the former principal of WCC, friends, relatives, Mrs. J, the former head of the Department of English of WCC, the writer Alarvadi, my dear friend Susan, and our others, my dear friends, my PhD scholars, and my dear dad. You are all here to take the hall. Thank you for taking the hall. Thank you for accepting my invitation. Finally, last but not the least, let me thank my little queen in uniform. I thank God for her. An obedient queen she is. We cannot forget the days when we worked together to get the book done. The illustrations, were drawn in a couple of days. We were working soon after the school should be coming, and we spent time together. And as I was about to send the final draft to the publishers, I said, Hanzie, no more additions, we stop writing. Please, we have to fix a date and all that. And she said, Mama, please give me a few seconds. See, the point what I named a dog is incomplete. Please let me complete that point. And I agreed. It was 11 o'clock at night, she started dictating, and I was typing it, and it was 12, and I said, we are going to put an end to this particular day. And thus, you can see, please read the point, what I named a dog. She's playing with sound. She was my student, I would say, when I teach my students, the online classes, we are doing cover chat, and all my phonetics classes, you can see her playing with sounds in that particular point. She was just saying, and I just typed it. And another thing that I would like to say is that she has started writing poems for her next volume. She has completed 3 poems. And the first poem is about the examination papers that she got after her recent holidays now. So on behalf of the Adarsh family and all of us who are here, I wish Hanzie a big success for her writing career. So please support Hanzie by buying a book. The cost of the book is 200. Give the book today maybe for 150 rupees. So thank you, dearest Hanzie, for connecting this myriad audience today. I request the chairman to present the memento to Hanzie. all the support and for all of those for your most valuable presence. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, madam, for the words of gratitude. As we have come to the end of the program, let's all stand up for the national anthem. Thank you everyone. Let's meet on yet another event. Thank you.